Hi guys, I'm Jessica Bryson. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the Power Tools series. Yay! So God has given us a kit of tools to use for our good and to create the world around us. But most of us are like 5-year-olds carrying a chainsaw. We have no idea how to use these tools. And as a result, we are harming ourselves and we are harming others around us. So here's how you use those tools correctly. Tool number 1, check your vibe. So there's only 2 things that we can connect to, right? So we can only connect to either God or ego, Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call it, right? So there are only 2 ways that any one of us are living at any given time. So whoever you're connecting to is who you begin to become like. Have you ever realized when you hang out with friends or a certain group of friends, you start to say some of the words that they say and some of the slang terms that they use, you begin to use them. Or you've heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together. So that's very similar as far as who you are connecting to on a spiritual level. When you connect to God on a daily basis through prayer, through reading, through meditation, through quiet time, through sacred time, you begin to take on his likeness. And what is God's likeness? God is love. He is unconditional love. So if you're connecting to him on a daily basis, you're going to begin to take on his traits. You're going to have God-like forgiveness. You're going to love on people. You're going to forgive so easily, and you're going to begin to be more like him, Christ-like. Right? So you want to check, who are you connecting to? And the reason why that's so important is because who you connect to determines your vibe. As humans, we are pretty much a satellite dish when you think about it. I'm sure you've gone into a room with a group of people and you may have felt the high energy and you're like, yes, let's have a good time. Or you've gone into a room and you felt the low energy and you're like, I don't know what it is, but something's not right in the mix. You were picking up on the energy frequencies. So on an energy level, on a metaphysical level, on a spiritual level, you can only attract back to you the same level of vibration. So if you're vibrating really low, angry, upset, hateful all the time, you're only going to attract back things that are of like vibration. But if you're happy, upbeat, excited, and you smile, you're only going to attract back to you that. So for example, sometimes I'm in the store and someone may have a tense look on their face, but I'll smile and say, oh, hi, how are you doing? And the other person may not realize what I'm doing, but because I'm vibrating higher than the other person, they begin to match my vibration. So then they smile and then they say something positive, right? So we are vibrating all the time. Everywhere we go, we are vibrating. And wherever our vibration is, we're going to attract that back into our lives. Good vibes matter. For example, I have someone in my life that I had been frustrated with. And as a result, my vibrations were of frustration, of anger, of upset. And even though people won't really say it because they really don't understand what's going on most of the time, but now that you're listening to the Power Tools series, you will know. On an energy level, they felt that. They felt it all the way in a different city, right? And so often we're like, oh, no, that person's just acting funky. That person's acting stank. Well, they're probably responding to the energy that you're sending their way. And God checked me on that. You know, I was upset and frustrated with that person. And God was like, well, part of the problem is you're judging this person. And I was like, oh, I don't want to hear that, Lord. No, I'm not judging that person. He was like, you are judging them. And they feel that. And so immediately I did the inner spiritual work to shift my energy towards that person. And the day I did that, that person reached out to me. Now, they will never say like, oh, I felt some energy in the energy force and universe. They will never say that. But on an energy level, they feel it. So I always encourage people, when you're upset with someone, it's okay to shift your energy by silently sending them love. Thinking to yourself silently, or silently saying under your breath, or in your quiet time saying aloud, I miss you. I love you. You know, I miss our relationship. You know, forgive me for judging you. And they will feel it. And you'll find that person will send you a text that day or that week. Or you'll have a phone call with that person, which is completely shifted in the energy. And you guys have a very great conversation where you're laughing and enjoying one another. Vibes matter. And people feel your vibes, whether they're in the room with you, or whether they're in a completely different state, or whether they're in a completely different country. So check your vibe. So here's a tip for using tool number 1, getting your vibes together correctly. One, you want to be connecting with God, with love, with high vibration people, places, and things. That's number one. You want to connect on a daily basis with those sort of people and with God, because that's going to help your vibration. Number two, you just have to be determined. You are going to have an off day. You're going to not want to do this. There are going to be times where you're not going to want to be bothered, but you have to say, self, you don't check me, I check you. And this is what we're going to do today, okay? We're going to be happy. We're going to smile. We're going to forget all the nonsense, and we're going to vibrate at the right level. So take charge of yourself and put yourself in check sometimes. You know, oftentimes we'll say, well, I don't feel like it. So are you going to succumb to your feelings, or are you going to tell your feelings what's going to happen? You have to have self-control. So step number one, connect to God, connect to positive and loving people, places, and things. Get a pet. I mean, I have 2 cats, and sometimes they help me come back to that place of love, because animals are so simple. You know, they don't have all these complicated dramas, right? They just love you. So if you know, having a pet or having a dog sometimes can be helpful, because you have something to love you and something to love. So think about getting a pet, right? Just do something that will put you in a mindset and a state of love on a daily basis. I didn't say weekly. I didn't say monthly. I didn't say quarterly. I didn't say on Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving. I'm saying on a daily basis, on a daily consistent basis. Carve out 10 minutes, carve out an hour, carve out whatever you need to get your vibrations in check, and check yourself and tell yourself, self, you don't run me, I run you. I tell you what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it, okay? So number one, connect to God and positive people, places, and things. And number two, check yourself. Tell yourself, okay, we may not be in the best mood. I may not be feeling well, but let me tell you what, we're going to turn this around. Once again, I'm Jessica Bryson, and thank you so much for stopping by. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope to see you back for our Power Tools series. And until next time, take care, love.